Hey guys, Mr. Light here, going to work with you today on Thursday, May 7th. Today on this video, I'm going to be working with you on this page that you see on the screen. So it says draw models to unlevel data. And so we'll work through it together here. Let me just zoom in. We'll start at the top and work our way down. Okay. So we're finding the mean here, and this concept of unleveling, remember, is the visualization of the concept of calculating the mean. So today, we don't have to calculate the mean on these problems. We can just use our dot plots and follow the directions as it gives them, and we can do what you see here on my paper, which is redrawing the dots according to the directions that are given. The mean I've calculated here, I'll show you, but you don't feel like you have to do that. It's great extra practice, but I just wanted to do that so you guys could see how these two concepts are related. So let's look at the beginning. Always want to read the headings, draw models to unlevel data. In this lesson, the mean is shown as a balance point. So as I'm working through these, I'm going to use the terms mean and balance point interchangeably. For the purpose of today's activity, think of these things as the exact same concept, just different ways of viewing it, okay? So draw a dot plot to show the new arrangement of dots. And this, on problem 1, it says move one dot to the left and move one dot to the right so the balance point remains the same. So pretty straightforward. We take one dot over here to the right, one dot over here to the left, and when I redraw it, I draw it with my dots. You just use my pen to color them in. And then my balance point, which is what that triangle represents, that balance point stays at 4 because that's what the problem told me to do. So pretty straightforward process in terms of drawing it, just getting you to, just helping your brain visualize what we're doing. And then just to show you that this mean and this balance point are the exact same thing, I add up my numbers here, 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, so add them up and I divide by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the mean is 4, the balance point is 4. They mean the same thing, they are the same thing. Okay, let's look at number 2. Number 2 gives us the direction. It gives us another one of these dot plots. We've got 3 dots stacked up on 9. Balance point is 9. And it says move all of the dots so the balance point remains the same. Excuse me. This one's a bit trickier because we have to move. We're going to have it. At first, you're going to think, oh my gosh, this is unequal. There's 2 on one side, 1 on the other. How does that work? But take a look. If you move 1 dot 2 spaces to the left and 2 dots 1 space to the right, you'll get a nice evenly balanced dot plot. Of course, we could have flipped this around too. We could have 2 dots here over 8 and 1 dot over 10. You could also move in other directions, or sorry, farther away from 9 if you like as well. I just wanted to keep it as straightforward as possible. So this is how I did it. We move 1 dot over here to 7 and 2 dots over here to 10. Now, I bet you're watching this and you're thinking, those don't really look even. There's 2 on one side and 1 on the other side. How in the world can that be even? Well, let's use our math skills to see if we're correct, okay? So let's calculate the mean. We have 1 dot at 7, that's where the 7 comes from. And then 2 at 10, so that's 7 plus 10 plus 10, pardon the mistake or the poor handwriting. And then we're dividing it by 3 because there are 3 total dots. So when we add 7 plus 10 plus 10, we get 27, still divided by 3. And what is 27 divided by 3? Well, look at that, it's 9. Where's the balance point? 9. So the mean and the balance point are the same. And this, what I did over here on the right, proves that the dot plot is correct, or the drawing is correct. Okay? So pretty straightforward. Mean and balance point have the same meaning. It's a little bit of confusing language, but bear with me. Okay, now problem 3, we're going to move all of the dots so that the balance point changes to a whole different number. So the first thing you have to do here before you get into drawing, you have to choose what well, I chose what my balance point would be first, and I just went ahead and jumped into 15 was my choice. You can choose any number on this. You can't choose any number on this dot plot, but yeah, you could choose. Actually, you could choose any number on this dot plot. I correct myself. So don't worry if you chose a different number and you're just coming in to check your work. Don't feel like you have to choose 15. There's no special thing about 15, but that's the choice I made. But once you make that choice, you have to get your left side equal to your right side. So, you want this to balance. And you can arrange your dots in any way. I just chose to arrange them in this particular way that you see here. So I drew my new balance point. I put 1 dot to the left, one dot one space to the left and 1 dot, 1 space to the right. Then I put 2 dots, 2 spaces to the left, and I put 2 dots, 2 spaces to the right. So you see how I do the same thing on the left side as the right side, so that it, like I said at the beginning, it stays nice and level. It doesn't get too wobbly, too heavy on left, too heavy on right. And then if I'm not sure that I did it correct, if I don't, maybe the drawing doesn't look good to my eyeballs and it just doesn't quite make sense, I can calculate my mean pretty quickly. So I'm adding up, I've got 2 13, so 13 plus 13. In fact, I'll zoom in just a bit here. 13 plus 13, I've got 1 14, so plus 14, 1 at 16, so plus 16, and then 2 at 17. So when you add all those up, and once again, sorry about the handwriting there, I got a little crunched in my space. But when we add all those numbers up, we get 90 on top, and there are 6 total dots, so I'm dividing 90 by 6, and 90 divided by 6 equals 15. So my mean for this set of numbers is 15, my balance point for this set of numbers is 15, mean and balance point, once again, are the same, okay? And number 4, bottom of the page, let me just zoom out just a bit here. Number 4, move all the dots so that the balance point is 6. So we're starting up here, we've got 6 total dots. That's an important thing to keep track of. We've got 3 dots over 3, 3 over 6. We want to make sure that 6 is our balance point, so I draw it with my balance point as a little triangle there. And then I chose to move 1 dot to 1, 1 dot to 2, and 1 dot to 3. And then similarly, well, let me rephrase that. I chose to move 1 dot 3 places to the left of 6, 1 dot 4 places to the left of 6, and 1 dot 5 places to the left of 6. And then I chose to move 1 dot 3 places to the right of 6, 1 dot 4 places to the right of 6, and 1 dot 5 places to the right of 6. So everything balances. I moved them in equal and opposite directions. Okay. And when I want to calculate this just to verify that I did everything correct, I add my 1, my 2, my 3, plus my 9, my 10, and my 11. And I have 6 total dots, so I divide by 6. Adding all those numbers to get together gives you 36. 36 divided by 6 gives you 6. And so my mean for this set of numbers is 6. My balance point for this set of numbers is 6. I did it. It worked out just right. Okay. Number 4, your answers might be a little bit different. Everyone needs to have this triangle, the balance point around 6, but if you choose to arrange your dots in a different order, that is perfectly fine. I just chose this because this was what made sense to my brain, and this is what I visualized. But you can choose, as long as you move the dots in equal and opposite directions from 6, then you will be just fine, as long as it's balanced left and right. Okay. So that was today's work. We're just visualizing mean using that concept of balance point so that we can see what it means to find the mean of something or to find the leveled out average, okay? All right, that is all we're going to do for this video. Thank you for watching. Please continue to bring your questions up through our Google Classrooms, through YouTube comments, text message, Remind app, email, phone calls, all kinds of ways to get you help. We want to be there to help you, and I appreciate listening to your questions and helping you out, sort out these topics. We'll keep working on mean over the next few days. We'll introduce the concept of median next week and get into the differences between mean and median and how those two things are related. Okay? Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.